Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. Another episode of East Meets West. Another Olympic edition, the men's version. We will be recapping the Paris results from the men's game. Another U.S. France game. Go ahead, Con. Hit him with it. Go
We're
ahead.
recapping the
You supposed to wave a
continued,
flag.
the continued. Oh, I'm sorry, right?
Yeah.
Because we are recapping the continued excellence and dominance of the one and only Wardell Stephen Curry.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Definitely.
This episode, no, right? This is a Stephen Curry episode disguised, right? In the
And
Team
LeBron.
USA
And LeBron.
colors, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, no. We'll definitely talk about the Team USA Big Three, but I guess let's jump into it. We've had a couple days to process it, and then it's funny, we watched that game 2 times now. Well, 3 times total now, right?
Yeah.
And man, dude,
It gets
seriously,
better.
it gets like it's like one of those movies, like whatever movie you like, Star Wars, Godfather, right? Like
It don't
you
get
know
old.
what's gonna happen, but
Yeah.
you sometimes you want something to happen differently, or you think you're still on the edge of your seat. My God, dude, like
Yeah. Yeah.
seriously, the outpouring of the reactions from fans and fellow players and athletes around the world, like non-basketball players, like it's true, right?
Yeah.
Like the amount of awe that we were all left in, like whether we documented our feelings in the time or not, like it just doesn't quite do justice, like how fucking crazy that performance was. Right? And again, this is Team USA, but I mean, let's be real. I mean,
Yeah.
like he was the absolute star of the show, really, for the final 2 games, because we
Yeah.
didn't get a chance to recap the Serbia game.
Mhm.
But
He closed that
yeah,
game out too.
he did.
Yeah.
He did. It's kind of funny, right? I mean, I guess it's just the nature of, American fans, NBA fans,
Yeah.
we want to like put like these kind of like labels on people, right?
Yeah.
You're a closer, you're a choker,
Or you're not.
what I'm
And they've
saying?
long said Steph is not a closer. They've long said he's not a clutch player. Until the Boston stuff. I mean, until the Boston finals, they
Yeah.
began to change their minds.
We're going to talk
Then,
about that
but
too.
yeah, but they've only seen that, I guess, in the capacity that they wanted to see with the parameters that they put around it and the goalposts they set up. They only seen that for them one time. But I mean, it's happened quite a
Yeah.
lot, and maybe not in big moments because Steph Curry just is such a devastating player that they don't have to play clutch like big clutch minutes. You know what I mean? Like what against probably Houston, against
Well,
like what games matter? Like OKC when they had to come back down from 3-1. Like you know what I mean?
brilliant
Like
game.
other than that, it's like when has Steph really truly had to like go balls to the wall like that? Probably against Toronto after Clay and KD went down. We seen another Steph then. We seen another
Right.
level then, and people didn't acknowledge it then. And then we seen bubble Steph where it was just him. You know what I mean? With no Clay, no KD. And it was just him basically having an MVP season until they lost like a string of games toward the end of the stretch. But I mean, yeah, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, uh, as you were saying, right, it is a Team USA episode.
Yeah.
But let's be real, right? Nothing was scripted. This is not fixed.
Right.
It's not a movie, but this to me, the reason why I get so excited is this was basketball at its finest, right? Where
Yeah.
it's not any narrative. And by narrative, I mean like some kind of storyline manufactured or not, right? It had nothing to do about like people's relationships off the court. Had nothing to do about like other, ventures or endeavors these players are doing on and off the court, like not about like their endorsements or their movie deals or their shoe deals or anything like that.
Yeah.
Yes, NBC, FIBA, they wanted to advertise this as, I guess you would say the 2010s big threes,
Yeah.
kind of last dance together on a big stage, right? The big three of, right, Steph, LeBron, and KD,
Right.
And if this was a movie, this could not have been scripted any better.
No,
You
it
know,
couldn't have.
I mean, especially like those sequences. Remember like that first Avengers movie, right? Where like Thor gets the lightning and then he throws it off of Cap's shield and then it
Yeah.
goes into Iron Man and it powers Iron Man's suit.
Yeah.
That's like what
That's
they
what
did.
this is. Yeah.
Where Steph, he comes off the relocation, but then he swings it back to LeBron. Then LeBron, right, just dishes it to KD on the wing, and then boom, swish. And then you even see Steph doing his arrogant. He's already running back in transition, like
Offer
celebrating.
Yeah.
He knew KD's three was going to go in. That's what I'm saying, right? Like, yes, I am fanboying a little bit because I feel like that is, there's both, it's rare, but there is a purity and an authenticity, of the game with which they played. And, we do this like we said, right? Sometimes we do like our whole fantasy land, kind of thing where we put together combinations of players that we know will never actually be on an NBA team together.
Right.
And barring something crazy, given that their contract situations, we're likely not going to see them play together again. Likely.
I got something to say about that. I got something to say about that later on.
In their prime, I don't think like in their prime.
Oh, in their prime, no.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, right. Like for them to be able to still play at this high of a level, like I can't see them doing this again, even 2 years from now, let alone 4 years from now. Like to play at this level.
Yeah.
And so that's what I'm saying. It's like a preview of the things that, or a glimpse into what, we all kind of imagined it could be like, if they ever did play together. So that was really cool. But just real quick, I think what you were saying about, Steph, the Curry flurries, when he goes into like supernova, like, like the last episode we did about the men's team, kind of giving Kevin Durant his flowers, who he is now, right? I believe like officially like the all-time leading scorer for both Team USA, but he had some other milestone. Is it like one of the top whatever, like all-time scorers in the Olympics? I know he had another one on the finals. I can't remember what it was about.
I forgot.
But I know poor restart on our part. Sorry, we're fanboying. But the point is on our last episode we said that KD, I feel like we often take him for granted because like the manner in which he approaches the game, the way he makes scoring look so effortless, right? Like we take it for granted, and yet like there's just so much basketball brilliance, and it's not just the scoring too,
right?
And even LeBron, right? Like we've seen them do it so often. I think we all kind of forget just how, as you said, how rare, how unique it is, like what they're able to accomplish. And again, to still be doing it, this in their later years, in basketball years, that is. Right. Steph, the same thing too. And I know that sounds weird because it's like when you see him go off, like, but we saw like the absolute pinnacle of a Curry flurry. But like you said, like, everybody talks about like Game 6 Clay, and for good reason. But I'm glad that you brought up, like, that's a prime example. People rarely bring up how effing dominant Steph was in games 5, 6, and 7 to get, the Warriors to come back and beat OKC being down 3-1, Yeah, he'll hit you in different ways. It's not always just like in those bunches.
Right.
How he does it. It's crazy. And yeah, I mean, in a career filled with so many memorable highlights. To provide us with another one and on that stage and in that manner.
On the world stage, right? For a gold medal. With the whole world watching, like,
and let's be real, let's be real. Because I know some people, either whether you like him or you don't, I think for the most part, people like Wembanyama, right?
Oh yeah,
But the NBA
love him.
and FIBA, yes. But like, I feel like media, they're trying to force him onto fans in the sense that, right, they want him to become the next face of the NBA,
Yeah,
of basketball, period. And for good reason.
yeah,
He seems to have all the potential and, the talent to do it, you
right.
know, but
But uh-oh,
he's not yet. Not yet. Not
yeah,
yet, at least. Right?
yeah,
As of August 15th, 2024, he's not yet, you know?
right.
And so that's what I'm saying, right? It's just really cool,
Wait, it's the
It's
15th. I've been writing the 14th on everything. Sorry to cut you off.
no, you're good, dude. I had to freaking just look at the calendar, man.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, time is moving. But
yeah.
to piggyback off of that, like it's because Wemby is one of those, he fits that unique persona slash player like type that I think everybody will look at and say, "Oh, him teaming up with so and so and so and so is would be crazy," even though he's not going to represent Team USA, but he is at least right now of the ilk of a LeBron, a Durant, a Curry, because he can do so much on the floor that like nobody else can do, like they can do. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
Steph only does what Steph does. Kevin Durant only does what Kevin Durant does. LeBron only does what LeBron does. They've tried to make new KDs, new Stephs, new LeBrons, and L, L, all fails. And Wemby is the one that's going to be able to not only drop 26 on you, but probably get like 6 or 8 blocks in the same game. You know what I mean? While
Yeah.
making threes, about three threes, while getting 10 rebounds, or definitely 7, 8. Um, while if he expands his game as far as passing, um, he might get 5 or more assists a game, especially if teams start piling up on him. And what are you wowing? Is it NBA related? We could break.
What's up?
You got breaking
No.
news? Oh, okay.
Oh, no.
Oh,
No,
okay.
no, no.
But
No, just got
I
like little score updates.
okay. Yeah, and I think that just going forward, like France is in really good hands with Wembanyama. Like just that man, that team is just young. Koulibaly, like man, what? Like okay,
No, yes.
yeah.
Yes. And you know how much I'm sorry, just real quick. Just
They
yes.
have
And he was
Frank
fantastic.
Ntilikina out here
No,
playing.
okay. Yeah. Yeah. Well, real quick, just on Koulibaly. And we'll break down France's Olympic run, or at least touch on their how much potential they have, moving
Yeah,
forward as a national team. All
yeah.
I'm saying is Koulibaly, he actually was really good this entire
Yes, he
tournament.
was.
Given that he just finished his rookie season, what is he,
Yeah,
like 19,
yeah. I think so.
18, 19.
Yep.
And his type of game, I don't know if he'll ever be like a true alpha, in the NBA, whether that's for the Washington Wizard, alpha meaning like this is a guy we can, kind of run offense through, or yeah,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
is he ever really going to be like Desmond Bane's not an alpha? So he's
No,
probably like one of the key cogs of a healthy Memphis Grizzlies team. You know what I'm saying? Like
he's
he's
an
the second
attitude
guy.
alpha.
Desmond
Yeah.
Bain, in a good way.
Oh,
I don't know.
Desmond Bain. I'm thinking about
Dylan Brooks, no, that
Dylan
guy.
Brooks.
Fuck that guy.
I'm
No,
sorry.
but I guess what I'm saying is like I don't know if he'll ever get to that level. I'm not, to be determined. I'm not saying he can't. Like where you are actually running offense through him, Koulibaly, that is.
Right.
But that's the thing. He was drafted for his defensive versatility, and everything, and he displayed that. Because trust me, I'd rather him. If I was Vincent Collier, right? I don't know if I'm saying his name correctly, the France's head coach, right? I would rather have Koulibaly defending point of attack than Frankie Smokes or Nando De Colo.
Right.
Shout out
Frankie
Nando De Colo.
Smokes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
dude.
and
That was
Nando
like the
DeColo, I
best
was
fucking
shocked.
thing of his Knicks tenure was that nickname, man.
Yes,
Okay.
it was. It was.
But My lasting memory of Koulibaly in Paris 2024 will be Tyrese Haliburton talking
Man.
smack to him from the bench.
Yeah,
Like that again. That is.
that's got to be something that came from the NBA, like them playing against
No,
each
he
other.
basically was saying that he was traveling.
Mm-hmm.
Which even though it's FIBA, they let some go. Right? They let some palming violations go. So I understand where Haliburton was going. It's just kind of funny that he's not playing and he's
Right.
like adamantly like talking
Invested.
smack to him.
Yeah.
But again, as we said before, like Team USA needed his energy. I know that sounds funny, but like
No, they did.
and I'm happy. Like Haliburton is very self-aware. He's very cognizant of the jokes that were being made. And what did he do? He leaned into it.
He used it. Yeah.
He used it. Yeah.
Man, that's what Tatum should have did. Like, didn't have to when you what was the tweet? When
you get an A on the group project, but you didn't do a single thing.
Yeah. And then just showing his the gold medal. Like, man, if Tatum would have did that, like, man, being able to rush your legs fresh off winning the NBA championship and then show that, like, man, that's like a flex for real.
No,
To be I want to chip in. I just got a free gold medal basically because I didn't have to do much.
Again, assuming he wants to and he's healthy in 2028, he'll likely be on that team and he'll likely have a bigger role.
A lot of people don't think so.
Well, we can get into that later. I know, right? But hey, that just
Frank
speaks
Isola.
That speaks to a plethora of talent in the NBA.
And with that said, too, I'll just throw this joke in there. Who you thought you was Kobe? Because that's what a lot of people seem like they were like chasing after, like, or I guess in this instance, it's like coming off of a championship, coming off of there's only a few players that have done that. You know what I mean? And that's what, like, Kobe. Was it? I don't even know if LeBron had done it because it was like what's the Olympic 2020, 2016, 2012? Yeah, LeBron did it.
He did it 04, 08, 2012. LeBron did
it. Kobe did it 08 because he won that championship, then won.
He did 08 and 2012.
No, 08, 09, my bad.
No,
okay,
no, 08.
Let's not get lost on years.
No, you're right. 08, he was determined to win a gold in 08 and to be one of the central figures to do it because he was so pissed off that they lost to the Celtics.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So, 2012, he just wanted to show that he was the man, which he was.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, but going back to why you brought up Kobe, I
should have brought the jersey and put it up here.
I should have done too. Yeah, I have it just in my closet.
I could block the screen real quick and swap it out.
You know what I'm saying? You're more than welcome to. All I'll say though is, as you said, again, we remember Kobe's moments, for the Redeem team and even 2012, those heroics, right? Because
uh-oh. Are we freezing again?
Because
your internet.
Am I there? Am I there now?
Yeah, you here.
Okay. Yeah. See, yeah. No, I'm just saying, right? Like Spain pushed USA so much, right?
Yes, they did.
To the point that it required Kobe, to dig deep into everything in his bag, right? Mm-hmm. And then those heroics became legendary. They became memorable, right? It was born out of necessity,
Right.
Same thing with Steph. Mainly Steph.
It was Steph,
right? But yeah, right. This France team they pushed USA. They definitely pushed them to the brink. And as you were saying, right, you were hoping that Steph would have his own Kobe moment, and my God, I mean, I think no offense to Kobe, he put Kobe's moment to shame.
Well, no, never that, never, no, not to shame. It's up there, but Kobe's is like coming off of the L. You know what I mean, for Team USA from that time, being part of the Redeem team and getting them back to that point. Although they had LeBron, Wade, and Melo, you know what I mean. Like, Kobe's moment is, I think it still holds a little bit more weight. Yeah, just if even by a little. or it's like on par,
Well, I
especially
mean,
because Spain was closer. Like
actually,
Kobe really put them out. Steph was like, I'm closing. Okay, get away from us. Kobe was like, oh, y'all going back and forth? No. Y'all going back and forth? No. Y'all going back and forth? Shut the crowd up and everything. Like, you know what I mean? Like Steph did it. Like he has some
dude,
equal with to have
the night night
everybody
to have
to have
your
everybody
biggest
doing that. Like
your peers and your biggest rivals do it alongside with you
yes,
like that. Again,
that's
it's
what made
just
it big.
yes. Are we crowing about Steph Curry? Are we espousing like nonstop praise? Yes,
Yeah.
because I mean, like, it's not just his skill set, the type of player he is, like the type of person, the type of like leader, the presence with which he brings is just so unique. You
Yeah.
know, I mean, I everything about it is very extremely memorable, as you said, right? Like I love how supportive Carmelo Anthony is. To this day, even being retired, seeing him and Starbury sitting next to
Hmm.
Marbury's commentary was fucking elite, man. I kind of wish he was on air with D Wade, man, because
Man, oh
he recorded
God.
himself on his IG. His play-by-play is really good.
Is it?
Like, dude, yeah.
He wasn't being Marbury,
Mm.
Marbury.
No,
Oh,
he
okay.
was like
Like
legit doing like play-by-play,
Cutthroat.
not even color.
Oh,
It was
okay.
pretty.
Okay.
I mean, so actually, right, play-by-play. That's Noah Eagle. So shout out to Noah Eagle. Overall, he
Yeah.
did a good job. But no,
Yeah.
Marbury is like, wow, like he was not skipping over any any possession. Like, damn,
Yeah.
dude. So I mean, but yeah, it's just it's really interesting. It's really interesting because in terms of like kind of like like we always say, right, passing of the torch.
Yeah.
Um,
Who did
like
the
the young
torch get
guys.
passed to?
Well, no, so right. It
Hmm.
technically no, it
Yeah.
really wasn't,
Yeah.
but the guys who transition topic here, but it goes with it,
No,
right?
that's cool.
The guys who turned out for Team USA, that is, the guys who turned out to be the best role players
Oh,
on Team
damn.
USA, right? I feel like they're poised to be the core of the next U.S. men's Olympic team, specifically. And I want to shout out because as I said before, I've never been a big fan of him, Devin Booker.
Yeah.
I
I
can't. I
love
can't
Steph.
begin. Yeah, I
Detroit
cannot
loves
begin.
Steph.
Yeah, I cannot begin to explain like how much like newfound respect I have for Booker. Not that I didn't disrespected him. It's just I see him in a very different light.
Yeah.
Again, as we said, how much of what he was able to learn about what he's capable of, what he can be as a player, how much of that will translate to the NBA, that's to be
Yeah.
determined. That's
Yeah.
something I'm looking forward to monitoring,
Yeah.
But even Anthony Edwards,
Yeah.
who was big,
Yeah.
because I know a lot of like Celtics or Tatum fans are like, well, Anthony Edwards missed like some threes in the semifinals. Why can't Tatum play over him? Well, dude, I mean, and shut you guys up, man.
Yeah. Yeah, he did.
Oh, and to be clear, not that I hate Jason Tatum, you do realize he literally missed every single one of his jump shots in the Olympic tournament, like every single one. So what I'm saying, we talked about this, right? If we were just looking for catch and shoot. I mean, you got Booker, you got Anthony Edwards, you got Drew, you got
Mhm.
Derek White.
Yep.
All the more, hindsight now being 2020, it totally makes sense why those guys were called into action before Jaylen Brown.
Catch and shoot.
Oh, well, we know that, dude.
Like if I'm gonna chime in on this whole Tatum thing,
Of course.
I didn't really have a problem with him not playing minutes because he needs to create for himself. That's who he is.
Yeah.
It's not that, I mean, with Boston being able to swap out point guards here and there or have the focal point kind of change around Tatum and then Brown, and for them to still have similar success year in and year out, Eastern Conference semis, finals, pretty much. And Tatum had been playing that way, to think that he was going to be able to come to this team and be able to be something that he just we haven't seen that from him. You know what I mean? Like we haven't. I've seen more fitting in from KD. I've seen more fitting in
Yeah.
from LeBron. I've seen more fitting in from Steph Curry. I've seen more fitting in now, and even because he did play with Kevin Durant and then Bradley Beal alongside him, Devin Booker, but not nowhere near to this level. He played damn near like how a Warrior would damn near need to play, or a Spur, like you know what I mean, like
And
a literal like fully assimilate as soon as he came along. You know what I mean? Instead of we gotta wait there no nah it fits. You know what I mean? That wasn't with Dev. Dev fit in perfectly. If not
and
for
that's
him,
exactly why
yeah,
Steve Kerr unprompted said in his
Devin
post game
Booker.
interview, right, that he believed Booker was kind of like like the other MVP of the team, the unsung hero, as you would
Yeah,
say,
yeah.
right? And so yeah, I mean, again, this is not a Tatum bashing session. It's
No, not at
just,
all.
as we said with the with the women's team, like
Yep.
Joel
For
Lloyd,
Joe Lloyd.
right? Like, at the end of the day, you want. I mean, everyone that's going to be on Team USA is good. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like,
Yeah.
they're all talented. They're all pretty much like stars or whatever. I mean, whatever you think Derek White and Drew Holiday are, right? They're the best
Mhm.
at what they do,
Yeah.
right? So I mean,
They are.
they're all exceptional players. It's just, again, right, when you're on a team where everyone is an exceptional player, you're gonna have to find your role. And I understand, as you said, because of where Tatum's game is, or for him, his comfort level
Right.
in this group, it's harder for him to find a defined role.
Right.
And so, yeah, you're kind of one of the odd men out.
Right.
You know,
That's true.
So I mean, but going back to it, yeah, Booker, Ant, um, when all said and done, actually, it really, really. I mean, we'll never know. We'll never know what it would have been like if Kawhi was on the team. But
Yeah.
having seen what Derek White did,
Yeah.
shit,
Yeah.
again, I don't want to be mean to Kawhi, but it's like, in a way, it could have been a blessing in disguise. You know what
It
I'm
could have been.
saying?
It
Because
could have been.
it was a seamless fit for what Team
Yeah.
USA needed, and I believe he led the entire Olympic tournament in steals or something like that. It was up there. I saw his name
Okay.
somewhere there. Yeah.
Yeah.
But so I mean, it was interesting. And because I know you're a big proponent of Bam as a 4.
Oh yeah.
To be fair, because of Embiid being hurt, right? He and AD had to split minutes at the 5. Well, I don't know if he was hurt, but he definitely did not look good in the finals. He looked great, Embiid, or
Yeah.
he did a
And
great
against
job.
Serbia.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I don't know if he got banged up or something, but he definitely looked like he was kind of hobbling a little bit prior to halftime, and then after halftime, he basically Embiid, that is, he didn't play much.
Yeah.
So in the group stage, Bam and AD shared the floor. Bam was a 4, AD was a 5. So in the finals, though, they basically split the second half. Each one of the two being on the court as the 5.
Yeah.
Bam at the 4 with, again, what's fine. This is also an NBA look ahead. In terms of things to look ahead, okay. So we said Booker. Can you be more FIBA Book, right, with the Suns? Because that goes a long way.
Yeah, it does.
Because I'm sorry, I don't think Bradley Beal is going to change his fucking tendencies.
Yeah, yeah, and that was something I was listening to. I forgot what pod I was listening to XM Radio, and they talked about like
Yeah.
Bradley Beal's role going forward.
But I mean, I don't think Kel'el Ware will be thrust into the starting lineup immediately. I don't think so, right? Just the way Eric Spoelstra is, and that's fine. You wouldn't want to overwhelm a rookie like that.
Yeah,
But if he can reach a comfort level like Jaime Jaquez eventually did, where at some point you do become a staple of the starting lineup. It'd be really interesting to see Bam move to full-time, because that is why I have Bam as my pick again to be Defensive Player of the Year. Because I think Kel'el Ware can only further enhance what Bam does best on defense.
Yeah.
See that?
That's true. That's true.
You know what I'm saying? So
we'll
see.
I agree with that.
So that's something I definitely look forward to seeing. Tatum, I don't know, man. Just chill out.
Yeah. It's just
Haliburton, I think, had one of the fucking most awesome summers ever.
Yeah. Yeah.
All expense paid trip to Paris.
Yeah.
Front row seats to the greatest basketball game ever.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
got a gold medal.
You got to play
You're
with
healthy.
LeBron, Kevin Durant, and Steph Curry on
Yeah.
the same team as you. Like
Yes.
before they
But I
go,
mean,
that's a story to tell your kids, man. Like,
he will
yeah.
be entering training camp healthy.
Yes.
You know.
And he got to see their habits and how they work out and prepare and all of that
Yeah.
too. So he's got something to actually take back to the Pacers.
Exactly.
Whereas, like, I know we're going on Tatum, not to drag you, Tatum, but I think he just wanted the spotlight. You know what I mean? Because we seen what his reaction was after Brown won the MVP, the Finals MVP. We seen his reaction to not playing, and it's just like you should just be happy to win. Not everybody is blessed with the opportunity to actually be healthy in these situations, and then still be able to get to these situations. For you to be able to basically make the Eastern Conference Finals pretty more at a higher percentage of your career than not. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like even more than LeBron did early on, then Kobe did early on, then Kevin Durant did early on, then Steph Curry did early on. Not that means that you should be thrust ahead of them in that, with that type of thinking or that being said, but for Tatum, it's just like I said earlier, I know it was a joke, but you know who you thought you was, like Kobe or, like, because it's like when you're winning like that, why wouldn't you want to continue to be like with the biggest spotlight on you on that stage in particular, especially coming off an NBA championship. So I understand like some of the pouting. I don't get the fan. I mean, I hear it like because there's a lot of people that I actually like that were saying things too, but it's just like still like it's a pecking order to these
What were
things.
they
Like,
saying?
I
Because
mean,
I
they were
saw some of
just
the dumbest comments, but I want to hear it.
some
Let's
of
just
them
put it
was
out there.
some of them were going at Steve Kerr, pretty much going at Steve Kerr about it for the most part because that's
I'm
where
sorry.
everybody was kind of hanging their hat. Everybody was hanging it on Steve Kerr,
I had like
and
people like tweeting me saying Steve Kerr is racist. You do realize
yeah,
all 12 members of Team USA are black. I mean,
right,
like, how
right.
is he being racist?
Like how? Yeah, that's what I
You
mean.
know what
Like
I'm
it
saying?
was just a bunch of Steve Kerr stuff, and it's like, well, I mean, some of the stuff, some of the other like rotations during the course of
And that's
the
fine.
tournament,
Yeah,
yes,
that's
Steve
fine.
Kerr. But I mean,
Yeah.
hell, that's gonna happen when you only have so many games to figure out an actual rotation, how it should go, and to actually have a game plan, like a set out game plan. Like
I
Steph
mean,
Curry didn't even really get himself established until later in the damn tournament. You
until
know
the
what I mean?
semifinals.
So what do you mean? So what? Sit Steph down for Tatum and then miss
That's
what
what
we
I'm saying.
just like missed the opportunity to win the way we just did and
Yeah.
risk losing? Like you have to stay with your guns a lot more times than trying to switch guns. You know what I mean? Like unless they were just failing. Like if Steph just kept going 0 for 7 or something like that, or Kevin Durant didn't have a explosive game. That's really what I believed it was anyway. Kevin Durant came back. When he came back, he had impact instantly. And I already knew
Yeah.
he was because we've
Yeah.
seen him play with Steph Curry. Steph Curry is
Well,
he is spacing walking. He is the moon man.
I think, well, definitely. 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 No, but I think with KD, I think it was more, at least for me, it was more like
And Booker was Klay
what is
Thompson.
he going to look like when he comes back, coming from injury?
To
Like
Phoenix?
how no, I'm talking about KD with the Olympic team.
Oh, okay.
Which is why, yes, I think there was a possibility that Tatum would have played significantly more, right? Because if KD comes back and he's, kind of physically, like he's kind of hampered,
Yeah.
he's not moving well, I can understand that. But no, he literally like was on fire,
Yeah.
right? What was he like remember that? It was like 8 and 9 in that first
Yeah.
game, right? On the
Yeah.
first half.
Not missing.
No, like he was great the entire
Yeah.
tournament, essentially, right? So
Hmm.
that's the thing. Like with the whole, again, going back to Tatum, people say like, oh, he should be playing. You hear those loud, in my opinion, some of them obnoxious talking heads on like, the big
The
mainstream
big
media.
media. Hmm.
Like, you
Yeah.
disrespected him, you embarrassed him,
Yeah.
blah blah. Okay,
He's
fine.
not gonna
Fine.
come play
No,
2028 and all of that. It's like, well, I mean, sorry, but
okay, hold that thought real quick. First
yeah.
off, every time either they would say it or even fans would say it, Tatum should be playing more. I've never got a really good or like well thought out answer of whose minutes is he taking from then? Like who's being benched?
Right.
We already know Haliburton's being benched.
Right.
At one point, Embiid was even benched, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So you can't even use that. And plus, you're not playing the same position. But
Right.
I mean, whose minutes are you taking from? And when people say what, like Anthony Edwards, why? Like at what point did he play badly? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
You're not taking minutes from Drew or Derek White.
Yeah.
You know, shit. Even like Derek White barely played in the final game.
Yeah.
You know,
That's true.
And again, tighten up that rotation. And Drew,
Yeah,
rightfully so. You know, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't understand that. Like, hello. I get in a real life playoff game. When do you ever play 12 players?
Never.
You know?
Yeah.
And that whole like,
tightens all the way up.
Well, the dream team played all 12 guys. Leitner got in the game when they were up 45 points, man. Okay, don't give me that shit, man.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. I mean, plus during that time, like that was the first time that they were allowing NBA players to even play. You know what I mean? So, you know, they could say what they want to say about that. And then it was a lower count of actual foreign players in the NBA that were going back to go play home too. You know, the game wasn't as big as it is now. Like the game has become bigger. That's why I don't even like comparing the Dream Team to whatever team, because they weren't even at full health. Like Larry Bird wasn't at his best.
Yeah,
he was back brace Bird at that point. Like,
no, dude. Again, and there, you want to know how everybody got playing time? It's like, as you said, yeah, Bird was,
and they all conceded to who?
Okay,
Jordan.
Let me just real quick. No disrespect to Bird, but he was getting like the Diana Taurasi minutes, like starting job, right? It was because it was advertised as Jordan, Magic, and Bird, right? Like they were the faces of the Dream Team, so of course he has to start. But I mean,
and then people overlook the fact that as great as those players are, as legendary as they are, top 75 as they are, they all resign to the fact that Michael Jordan is the guy. You know what I mean? And it might have been like a Charles Barkley that's like, "Hey, I'm here."
That's the funny thing.
You know what I mean? Like it was a few that were there alongside him. Charles probably.
Jordan was definitively the man. The offense went through him, but Barkley was the team's leading scorer.
Yes.
I mean,
so they had a really mean dynamic duo in those two, and everybody got in line around them. Plus, it wasn't the same type of game now where they want you to be multifaceted or you just suck to the fan base and you just suck as an NBA player in most eyes. Magic was passing, Bird will shoot. You know what I mean? Jordan can do a little bit of everything. Pippen's gonna play D. Barkley's gonna crash, rebound, score. He was multifaceted like Jordan, but in his own ways. You know what I mean? Like he would probably be more of a rebounder. Jordan would be more of an on-ball defender. But yeah, they came together with their roles already identified as well. You know what I mean? They didn't really overlap each other. They already came together fitting. So people that want to compare this team to that team, just let the Dream Team be what they were. You know what I mean? For that time, that was the beginning. That was opening the door for where we are now, and here we are. So yeah, like just going forward, people need to look at it through that lens. Like next Olympics, like look at it through, okay, are we going to put this team together that's layered, or are we going to put this team together that's basically two brick walls? We got to crash together and then put cement over the bricks that like are overlapping each other and all out of the way. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. And that's kind of what happened to Tatum. Like maybe next time around, this team will be built around him offensively if he decides to participate, and we'll go from there. It might be Tatum, AE, and Booker this time, and instead of Steph, LeBron, and Durant. You know what I mean? Like it'll be a totally different.
A lot.
What if Embiid probably won't be there? He's talking about playing for Cameroon, and I think if I was him, I probably would. If I could go play for,
I think that would be cool.
One of my team, one of the teams for where and that's where he's actually from is Cameroon. So I don't know why France was so mad just because they gave him like citizenship or whatever. But if I had the team to, if I had the opportunity to win the medal with the U.S., but then go home and go rep them just to do it, but to at least have had the experience of winning a gold medal, like this takes the monkey off
Yeah.
his back as if it was
I mean,
like winning a championship, but it's a
yeah.
world championship. You only get one shot at every 4 years.
Right.
So
Right. I think you hit the nail on the head because I think a lot of people speculated like
yeah,
you wanted the gold medal,
yeah, he
right? I mean,
did. He
like,
did. I
yeah,
mean,
I mean,
wouldn't
like
you?
his reputation. Let's again, right? None of these guys are well. I think for the most part they're all self aware. That's
Yeah,
how I'll phrase it. They're all self aware. So I think he understands that his reputation is he's a good regular season guy. He puts up big numbers and he chokes in the playoffs or the postseason,
right.
right?
Yeah,
So yeah, I mean, I think he wanted the opportunity to win
yeah,
something
yeah.
substantial. So we'll see. We'll see. I agree. I agree. Um, well, actually, before we move on, like, for the other Team USA players, any thoughts? Closing thoughts about again the Olympics and moving forward.
Um, I want to see. I know you mentioned Book and everybody else. I want
Yeah.
to see what Anthony Edwards comes from this because he's young. He's ascending upward. Like
Do you mean like
he's.
just in general or for the national team
I mean, in general, like
in general? Okay,
usually with
but
NBA
like what?
players, some of them go over, and then when they come back, they be an entirely different player from
So
there going forward.
what is it that you want to see?
What I want to see is
Because I
him.
mean, I'm coming from a place where I'm he's to me he's already like one of obviously
Yeah,
like one of the best players.
he is.
Um,
But
and he's
but
shown
he
such a
had some limitations where they were able to stop him in the playoffs. Is
mm,
he going to be able to now get over the mental hurdle and also be able to figure out things on the fly while on the floor, as opposed to getting figured out game plan for, and just be a really like a true unstoppable force, like because he is unstoppable a lot, but to be like a player that's like a Wade or a Kobe, like where they're trying to stop this, well I'm gonna do this on this end. Oh, were they trying to stop that? Oh, well I'm gonna pitch in right here. Kobe in the finals,
mhm.
he started bricking. Maybe it was just a big moment, and he just really didn't want to lose to the Celtics again. He started rebounding like crazy. You know what I mean? It was damn near every rebound. Just Kobe just coming down, holding it like Carmelo testing the ball at the beginning of the game. But and then Dwayne Wade playing on the defensive end more, being a bigger defensive stopper when it's like, oh, is his this he can't shoot threes, so he can't do this and that, and oh, is he all the way healthy? Oh, well, he's still making an impact in some way in order to like basically help winning basketball, help your team win. So I want
Right.
to see that part of his transition.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent. All right. Well, one final thought.
Mhm.
And again, I don't know someone how people are going to take this as a shot at Tatum. It's not.
Yeah.
Drew Holiday. Drew Holiday. He was a Hall of Famer before the Olympics. I want to make that
Yeah.
clear. Like
Yeah.
if this Olympic gold medal was not on his resume, he was already yeah. Just in case, because
Yeah.
some people are like, oh, is Drew a Hall of Famer? Well, unless the question is he a first ballot Hall of Famer? I mean, that can be debated.
Right.
I don't even know if that's even debatable. Well, regardless, you know what I'm saying? Even if he
He
had
is.
never won, if he had not participated on this Olympic team, he was already a Hall of Fame player.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about that. If anything, he's just further solidified, you know, um, yeah, his status. Um, yeah, yeah. I mean, FIBA is not the NBA,
Right.
but the type of archetypes, right, that can be effective, in any setting. Not that this is necessarily an NBA draft show, but you know what I'm saying? Like, I think teams are more eager, more focused now, more poised to look for guys like Drew and Derek White,
Yeah.
chameleons almost, right?
Right.
You can put them in any lineup, you
Right.
know. just because Derek White didn't play didn't mean he wasn't capable of being on the floor and of being effective. No, it's just we had a healthy Steph, we had a healthy KD, we had, you know what I'm saying? But like, you could have easily plugged them in any lineup and it would have worked. You know?
Yeah.
So there you go. There you go. But yeah. I guess, yeah, before we go back to Steph, just since it's popular, right? What are your thoughts about the next Olympic team, the 2028 men's Olympic team?
I don't know. I have no idea because it's like we're not seeing Kawhi. I think he's gonna retire in 2 years.
I think this is his last contract. I'm with you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I, his last
I don't even know if he's going to make it through his current contract. Right? He signed an extension.
Yeah.
My God. I don't know. Jesus.
He secured the money. Go ahead, Kawhi, because I don't think he's going to play it all out. He's probably 3 years max with the way that his body is reacting towards him. And I believe he has some form of what Brandon Roy went through. And for those that don't know about Brandon Roy, just go look him up. You know what I mean? I don't think it's as progressive and just as fast as Brandon Roy's was.
Well, yeah, like, Roy's was degenerative.
What's wrong with you? Oh, you're done. You know what I mean? I think Kawhi's is too. I think it is.
Is it a degenerative? It's a degenerative issue. I mean,
I don't know. I don't know for a fact that it is, but just based on how he goes, really strong for times, and then he's out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think it is degenerative. It's just a slower burn, but it also the likelihood of it increases the more he plays. You know what I mean? Like that's when he's really wearing it down. So that's why he plays the Clipper seasons now. He plays them through, and then he's hurt by the playoffs. You know what I mean? So, I know he's out of there. We know we're not seeing Steph, KD, and LeBron. They're out of there. AD's been playing a long time. Does he come back for the next one? How old is he going to be then? 34? You know what I mean? Like, no, I doubt it. Embiid, he's not coming back.
I don't think he's going to. No.
Bam will be back. Is Tatum going to come back? Is what people speculating going to be true? Like, oh, yeah, I'm pissed off that y'all did me like that, so I'm out. Because Grant Hill picked him. But, I mean, are you going to hold that grudge on Steve Kerr? Steve Kerr is supposedly out.
Yeah. And by the way, that's not breaking news. He said that last year. I don't know why people are like, oh my God, because of the backlash, Kerr. No, he said he'll coach through the Olympics and he's going to turn it over.
They don't really pay attention to the little things. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't the Olympics last year, so they wasn't listening to the noise. And so I don't know. I mean, because we have to see a lot of players ascend. I think hit the league like the Cooper Flags of the world.
Yeah,
I think Cade Cunningham could be on this team. You know what I mean? Like there's things like that. Like if we're missing certain bigs, Jalen Duren could be on this team because what other bigs do we have in America? Okay, Giannis plays for Greece. Jokic is Serbia. Embiid's not coming back. He'll probably play for Cameroon if he does play, and he'll be 34 anyway. I don't think AD's gonna play. Bam will be here, but he's based on what we've seen now, Bam ain't gonna be able to guard. I mean, would he be able to guard Wemby? You know, that's something to be seen, but we're gonna need more than him. So we got question marks going forward. Like we have real question marks going forward. So
I'm not gonna predict the entire because I'm with you.
Booker and Tatum for me right now.
Wait.
And Bam.
Who?
Anthony
Who are the
Edwards.
definitive one? Oh, okay. Anthony Edwards, Booker.
Booker, and Tatum, and Bam. I'll throw Bam in there just because.
Okay. I agree. Yeah, I'm not gonna predict. I mean, so much can happen in 4 years.
Yeah, it can.
So it's but I mean, okay, fine. For the sake of this exercise, this topic, I'm not even gonna. No, I'm still not gonna predict 12 players. What I will say is, I do have some thoughts. Okay. To answer your question about which bigs are going to be, I think Chet Holmgren will 110% be on this team. Assuming he's healthy, he's absolutely going to. Because again, people seem to forget, all the Wemby love. No, Chet can go toe-to-toe with him. Okay, he can still give it to him, you know? Hey, at least make him work on one side of the floor.
Şengün born here?
No, Turkey.
Damn it.
Yeah, I believe. Yeah, Turkish. I think he's Turkish.
Shout out to Turkey.
So,
I got to go.
Yeah. No. Unless he marries like some American
maybe Evan Mobley, Jabari Smith. Like
Oh, Evan Mobley,
we'll see.
I think Mobley, especially he did have, a lot of FIBA under 18
Yeah.
international experience.
Hmm.
But what was it? Okay, of guys, I actually think, again, assuming he's healthy, Cade is a lock. I'm going to say it right now. I think he's a lock
Yeah.
to be on
Yeah.
that team. I don't think it's going to be, he could be. He will be on that team.
Yeah.
He will
He
be.
will.
And this is, well, whatever you want to call us Pistons homers, fine, go ahead. It's cool. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
I mean, I
He's
don't
going to
even
shock a lot
not
of
not
people
even
this
as a
upcoming season.
oh yeah. Yeah. Pistons are gonna shock overall.
He's going to
But
be on an all NBA team. I'm going to call it right now.
yeah.
At
Yeah,
least
I
one
can
of
see
them.
that. I can see that.
Yeah.
And
But
I also believe that Cade is capable of actually, and people aren't going to agree with me on this. And I've been thinking this for a while, like for a good 2 seasons now,
you don't
just
even want to
based
save
on.
this for the Pistons spot, huh? Go for it.
No, I'll save it. I mean, I don't think because the world needs to hear it, not just Pistons fans. You know what I mean? Because I'm
Hmm.
sure they probably already think it. But after I seen Cade on the panel for the unveiling of the in season tournament stuff, and
Hmm.
just everybody's been all throwing that R word around. Oh, Aura, nah, Aura is something different. You know what I mean? Like Cade has something on him where he can be the face of the NBA. You know what I mean? He could be. He could be one of them for sure. And that's not like they haven't even really honed in on his game yet. Like the world isn't on Cade yet, unless it's like, oh yeah, who can we get from the Pistons? Oh yeah, give us Cade Cunningham. Like, no, we're not doing that. But other than that, Cade can be like, yeah. I'll stop there and I'll say the rest for the Pistons podcast. But I think he can definitely be, if not the face of the league, he's one of them. If not the face, he's one because yes, Anthony Edwards is probably the one that is going to be. They want Wemby to be it. They were pushing Ja. They were trying to push Zion at a point. It's a certain type of path you have to go to actually sustain that ability to be one of the faces. Right now, it's what?
I
It's
think
our big three. It's LeBron, KD, and Steph. You know what I mean? And they're on the way out. Do not sleep on Cade Cunningham being one of those new faces of the NBA going forward over the next
he
3 to 5 years.
he has, in my opinion, he possesses a lot of charisma.
Yes.
And I think at times people confused being extra, like you need to be extroverted, you know,
No, you
like
don't.
very animated or extroverted to be
No, you don't.
charismatic. That's not the
No.
case.
Yeah.
You know, that's not to say he's quiet.
No.
Like in hindsight, Tracy McGrady
No, he's
realized
not.
he's a quiet person. He's not a vocal leader.
Yeah.
He's not quiet either, right?
Yeah.
It's just he doesn't need to be yelling or
Yeah.
making a spectacle of himself
Right.
to make his presence known.
Exactly.
Kind of like KD. I mean, KD is extroverted on social media, but on the
Right.
court, you see what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like,
Yeah.
I feel like, yes, I'm with you. I think he's going to have that kind of demeanor, that kind of, you
Hmm.
know, staying power on the team,
Yeah.
kind of going about his business like that. So yeah, I think Cade. I just think it's really just quick, because we'll have all seasons talk about Cooper Flag.
Yeah.
It says a lot already about him that like
Yeah.
every talking head, like universally, has him on the 2028 Olympic team. Like it's not
He'll,
even a question.
he'll
You
be
know what
there.
I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
man,
He'll be there.
we have every reason to believe he can realize, his full potential. But
Yeah.
my God, dude, this guy's going to be a game changer. Like if you're already
Yeah.
talking about him, like you're
Yeah.
already putting him over other like established NBA stars.
Yeah.
Shit, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, and by the way, I again, as long as he's healthy, Jalen Duren's on this team. He's on
Yeah.
this team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He has to be. He has
Yeah.
to, especially if he continues to improve on the defensive end. Like if he
Um,
gets any Dwight Howard in him, yeah, you have to have him on this defensive team.
but for that same reason, all
Yeah.
those guys that you said are definitively on this team. That's why I don't think Tatum will be.
And that's
Like if he thinks he's gonna get like okay, fine. He had like no role. So by definition, you will have a bigger role if
right.
you're on the 2028 team.
Yeah.
He's not gonna, I don't see him being like a focal point like of
No.
the 2028 team. Like
No.
Mm-mm.
It might
With
actually
4
be
more
Jalen.
years.
Well, no,
Oh, go
because
ahead.
Jalen Brown might not play either because he didn't get a chance to play now. So they might just be Celtics and just go sit at home for real.
I think, again, assuming good health, development isn't linear, but you know what I'm saying? Like the trajectory that these guys are on, I could see the team really like the core of the next team, like you said, Book, Anthony Edwards. I'd probably put Chet, you
Yeah.
know.
Yep.
We'll see.
Cooper Flag,
Fucking even
K.
Cooper Flag, because by then Cooper Flag's got like what 3 years of NBA experience under his belt.
Mm-hmm.
He's not a rookie, you know.
Yeah.
He'll be even stronger.
Yep.
He'll understand the nuances of the game.
He was already on
So
a select team.
yeah,
So
exactly. There were people like saying he should replace Kawhi.
yeah,
Dude.
yeah. I
So
mean,
that
and
again, that
I
just
seen what I seen from him. Like, damn,
oh
you know what
no,
I mean? So
I think that's why it can't be stated enough. Like we know we see what we see. We know everybody thinks he's the greatest prospect since LeBron,
right,
or at least American prospect,
right,
right? But like
yeah,
it really seems like the hype. It's almost as if the hype isn't doing justice to how good he's going to be based on what
right,
we're seeing, But
right.
again, I don't want to put any excess
But I mean,
pressure.
if I had to show Tatum some love, I'll say this so we not sounding like we just piling on him. If
Oh,
he
okay.
was to be a part of this team and he wanted to be a big part of this team while not having to, be like we just said, just obnoxiously loud about it. Carmelo Anthony is your go watch a Carmelo Anthony film, go watch Kevin Durant film. Become a catch and shooter, become, a guy that doesn't need that many dribbles or is just so great at creating his shot at that point, just for your own shot like Kevin Durant, as opposed to the level of creation he needs. Because during the
Yeah.
playoffs, we were having podcasts about him going a certain direction with the ball, and he got, messed with in the Olympics doing that, like putting the ball on the floor. Like they were
Yeah.
stopping him a few times. So just sharpen your game and then sharpen up that catch and shoot aspect. What we didn't think we would see, because if like right now, if I had to say, Tatum played more like Devin Booker from probably 2 or 3 years ago in the NBA, and Devin Booker played more like a Klay Thompson on
Yes.
a Warriors team.
No,
Did
but
we did we did we
even
anticipate that? You know what I mean? Like,
Olympic. I
no.
mean, well, Clay in the Olympics played like Clay on the Warriors, but I mean, Olympic
Yeah.
Clay. Okay, so
Yeah.
yes,
Olympic Clay. I mean, Clay is Clay though. You know what I mean? Like
exactly. That's what I'm
he
saying.
is.
Yeah.
So try to. I mean, it, does that like is it too much ego or confidence, or I don't want to say arrogance? Is it too much ego or confidence to feel like, oh well, I'm gonna just catch and shoot, or I'm gonna just make sure I keep moving on the floor, make the defenses do this and that, and then either find a mismatch or find myself open like a Clay, like Devin Booker did. You know what I mean? Like
I
because
mean,
that like Carmelo did in the past, like Kevin Durant did. You know what I mean? Like that's the path Tatum needs to go if he's going to be a part of this team.
I could easily go to like past Olympic teams and say, was it embarrassing for I guess it's not a good accurate comparison. Well,
Was it
no, okay, but
embarrassing when Vince
was it
Carter dunked over the
embarrassing for like
dudes?
Clyde Drexler to be a catch and shoot player?
No.
Exactly, right? Because I was going to say Chris Mullin at first, but okay, you're going to say, well, Chris Mullin
Yeah,
is
he
primarily a catch and
is.
shoot guy,
Yeah.
right? But I mean, yeah, I'm just saying, right? Like there is precedence, but even then, fine. If that's like you say, that's generations ago.
Yeah.
Just look at your own contemporary, your own teammate on this year,
Yeah.
this team. Like, look at Devin Booker. Look at
Yeah.
Anthony Edward.
Yep.
Is anyone like saying like talking smack about them? No, they're being
Yeah.
praised for their
Right.
ability to adapt their games, and not
Yeah.
just by us. So that's what I'm
Right.
saying, right? Like, I don't know, like whatever. It shouldn't be a big deal, but well, I can't say it shouldn't be. Right? To each their own,
Yeah.
But I'm just skeptical because, like, yeah, I think there are other players we also did not name. I'm skeptical if they'll be on the team, but like, say like Jalen Brunson, like he's been thrown out there. Like, I don't know if he'll still be in the same kind of form in 4 years. But for example, if he is, he's going to be a primary ball handler. So that's what I'm saying, right? If Tatum thinks like he's gonna be like, the man,
Right.
I wouldn't be so sure, man.
I
Maybe you
mean,
really, I don't know, man. What other
nah.
ethnic blood you got in you, man? But so
I mean, that's it's tough because okay, so then it'll be primarily. I mean, I don't really see Team USA succeeding with a primary. We just got done seeing it not be primary with the big three that we have now. It wasn't Steph
well,
has
I
to
mean,
score
they are the
25 a game
primary,
or
right? They're
as far as
still
the
the
offense
prime.
flows through them, but
Exactly.
they
Yes.
can live with not being the main focus as well. Like they are
No.
starters, they are primary players, but like the way I see LeBron, KD, Steph, I don't see Tatum in that light. You know what I mean? Like where he can
Exactly.
adapt his game with other stars.
Oh,
That's why
I'm just
people
saying I'm
keep
not
saying
sure he's capable of doing that. Period.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm
You know
feeling
what I'm
that
saying?
way too because hell, you can't even. It's I won't say he can't, but you're just now finally getting to a point where you and Jalen Brown can do it, and we are going to see another 4 years of if you guys can actually sustain that.
Right.
Because to some extent, you guys are limiting each other as well. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Maybe that's why they didn't bring in
Yeah.
Jalen Brown either, because some of his limitations with the ball in his hands, putting it on the floor as well too. Like if he's not just
Yeah.
already in slash and motion, like other than his defense would have been great. But like, yeah, you know, I don't know that this would have been with him having even less touches, and seeing the type of touches that maybe a Derek White or a Drew Holiday might have seen. You know what I mean? Are you able
Yeah.
to still have some type of rhythm with a limited amount of touches? Because both of those guys on the Celtics, they need touches in order to kind of get going, and they don't necessarily fit the fold. Excuse me, they don't fit the mold of being a player that will just assimilate with the rest of the group. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
whereas Drew
Totally
can fit
agree.
in, Derek White can fit in, Devin Booker has just newly shown that he can fit in. You know what I mean? And I don't know. We'll
We shall
it's
see.
gonna be interesting to see the developments because usually the NBA after the Olympics is somebody emerges, and I think
Yeah.
it's Anthony Edwards that I'm keeping my eye on, and it's Bam because I've been on
Keep going.
Bam's head. I didn't had Heat fans going at me. Heat fans, y'all could come back for me some more if y'all want to. But I've had them going at me about Bam because I'm saying why has not Bam taken the step where he's the primary? Why is it Jimmy Butler at how old is he now? 35? You know what I mean? 34?
Yeah.
He's one
Something
of
like
the
that.
two. And so but Jimmy Butler is still your primary and Bam is your two? Like, huh? Like, no, come on, man. Come on. Even LeBron got Anthony Davis. You know what I mean? Like Anthony, and then it's like Anthony Davis can drop 40 and 12 for you if you wanted him to. He can. So I
He
don't know.
can.
I'm thinking
He can.
Bam and Anthony Edwards are and Devin Booker. I thought Devin Booker in there too.
A
I
lot,
mean,
man.
how Tyrese Haliburton too because he didn't play, but he got the
I feel
exposure.
like Brandon Miller will be a good FIBA
Ooh,
player, right? Like he already has the skills
ooh,
necessary to
we,
make to adapt into that
yeah,
complementary role.
he'll
You
be the
know,
Chris Bosh of the team
and,
with a
that'd be
three
cool.
already.
Yeah, but I'm with you. Jabari Smith, Keegan Murray.
Ooh, Keegan would be nice.
They would fit. They would fit
Yes.
well. But again, see, that's what I'm saying. There's a plethora of talent.
Yeah, it
You know,
is. And then we didn't mention like Ja Morant. You know what I mean? Like, I mean,
that's
I
why I
I, I threw
encourage.
his name out there, but who knows
Well,
how Grant Hill and them are going to feel about the personalities and the image of the team and stuff like that. So it's hard to say. I think it's harder. It's hard
yeah,
to say because of that.
yeah, agreed, agreed. Well,
Mhm.
I think this was fun. Before we finish, we close out this Olympics. Well, this Olympics period, but this Olympic episode. Um, I think we both agree that Steph's Olympic finals, his oh yeah, shit, man, his
It's
fucking supernova Curry Flurry is one of his
it's
best and most memorable
yes,
performances.
yes.
Where would you rank it among all his great performances?
I
Or
don't
I guess
think
easily, which ones would you have ahead of it?
That's harder.
Yeah. Oh, that's hard. Okay, answer it however you want.
I mean, the only
Basically,
one.
there is no bad answer because it's just a way for us to describe all of his brilliance. You know what I'm saying?
I
Like,
mean, the
wow.
only one I could definitively put ahead of it, but it don't have the stakes on it. You know what I mean? And that's the OKC game, like where he made
Oh,
the
like the
half court
40
shot
footer.
at the end,
Yeah.
and like that was the
The double bang.
like yes, bang, bang, and he just threw that boy up, and then just started shimmying like man, like I would man, I don't miss I watch Steph Curry games like he's Kobe. You know what I mean? Like I try not to miss none of his games. And it was probably easier for me to see Kobe more because I was younger at the time, but I do not like I don't care what I got, my phone, whatever. I need to see him play. You know what I mean? And I've seen a lot of his games. And I mean that's if that's like one of the de facto ones, it would be that. But considering the stakes, considering he had three people blanketing him, leaning to the right, flung that boy up like
He
you know what
like
I
pump
mean?
faked. He pump faked, which allowed the defenders to recover. And then he shot it
And
as they were
then shot
closing
it.
in on him.
Yes, like come on, man. Like this might be Steph's biggest moment. I mean, it's gonna definitely be some Boston stuff in there
Yeah, see,
because
I
that's
think
where the go to sleep came from.
I'd still have game 4. I'd still have game 4 of the 2022 finals, the one in
Okay.
Boston.
Yeah.
Just again, right? Because you're right. Well, no, the performance itself, because it was like literally a 48-minute like carry job.
Yes.
Well, okay, you can make an argument the entire 2022 finals was a carry job,
I mean,
but no, you got to give some props to Andrew Wiggins.
shout out to Wiggins on we on
Yeah,
the same wavelength.
yeah,
Yeah,
Wiggs and
on some
Loon,
defense, on some
Wiggs and
defense.
Loon, Wiggs and
Yeah.
Loon. You know what I'm saying? I mean, other guys contributed too, but I'm just saying, right?
Yeah.
They had like the biggest
The
statistical
defense.
impact. You know,
Yeah.
yeah. But
and Loon on the boards for sure.
that's what I'm saying. Yeah, Loon. But I would say, yeah, game 4, 2022. I know it might be number 2 for me because I was gonna put game 5 or game 6 of the 2015 finals.
Yeah.
Because one,
yeah,
it was obviously the Curry era's first championship. Right. That's like, you know, but also same thing. He had another, you know, like, well, it's vintage now, but you know, what would become another vintage, you know, like step back turnaround 3 with like a dude, you know, like basically falling over on him.
Yeah.
You know, it's also the one where he sent Dellavedova to the hospital.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
like he literally put a man in the hospital because he was defending him.
Yes.
You know?
That's crazy.
So I don't know. I guess, yeah, I bring it up because, man, there's like, as we said, so many amazing moments, you know.
Call the ambulance, tell them pick up the people. Oh, man. That's funny.
It's crazy
stuff, man. Like, it's definitely top 3. It's top 3, and that's probably the 3. The OKC, Boston game 4. This might be the. I can't think of.
With the stakes, yes.
With the stakes,
because
yes.
The double bang game. If it's just pure entertainment moments, the double bang game, the one where I would encourage people, maybe we'll need to link it, but before East Meets West was an official podcast, Opinion NMJ had his own years back, you know, and he had a great post-game reaction to when Steph dropped 62 on Damian Lillard.
Mm-hmm. Man,
you know? That was that was a 48-minute fuck you, right? Because remember the game before, he and McCollum were like, "Whoa, this is what it's like now, huh? When you don't have another star with you."
Right. And and then he aired them out.
You know, again, there's a lot of great moments against the Blazers. The "I'm here, I'm back" one.
Oh,
know, the one where he came off the bench.
Yeah, right.
You know?
Hell, the game where he went 0 points and then dropped 30. That's the Blazers game, ain't it?
No, that's the one against the Rockets.
The Rockets.
That was Harden's Rockets.
Yes. Like, man.
Yeah.
Like, man. Ooh. It's still up there though. The Olympics
I
is
know.
probably because of the stakes. Because of the
But I would
stakes.
say, okay, going
No, I was just gonna say because of the stakes, it's probably number one.
one and done. You
Yeah,
know, well, I mean, it is the final, so of course, you know, winner. But it's still, you know, like every game, though, you know, the semifinals too, winner go home. You know,
yeah,
it's not best of 7 or anything like that.
right.
But yeah, actually, shit, you're right.
It
Last three, which had the entire like stadium and all of Team USA going night night. I
and
mean,
had me screaming sick in here. Oh,
oh yeah, dude, I was like jumping up and down, man, in my
yes, I
living
was
room.
too.
I mean, you're right, actually. In terms of just pure entertainment, I mean that last one, like 'cause that one had
No,
no business going in, and yet you
it
knew it was going to
didn't.
go in, man.
Yeah, I just because you just watch it. It's like
Well,
when Steph puts up a shot like that, it seemed like time slows down. It's like you could do
that
so much
one
shit while the
really
ball is
did.
in the air.
That one literally looked like it was in slow motion. That's what's
Yes,
weird, right? Like you
yes,
know, there are some, like I know, like my dad will always say, like you can just tell, like there's like that pure release. You know how, like if you just look at his follow through, you okay, you know it's going in.
yeah.
You know that
That's
was
why
not
he
one of those
knows.
moments.
It
Yeah, but
wasn't.
that one was not one of those moments.
No, it wasn't, and that's why it makes it that much more crazier because it's like, how the hell did Steph make this shot? You know what I mean? That's a shot that players make once ever in their careers. This dude's been
Yeah.
doing this. You know what I mean? And but then on that stage with those stakes being blanketed by multiple different, not one, not two, not not Paul George and them letting Dame just come up and just dagger them for free. Like, oh, I'm open,
Yeah.
fool. No, he was blanketed, bro. And it's just like, oh man, like that. I'm about to watch that game again myself because
Yeah.
that it was amazing, bro. Before Peacock take down all the Olympic games, I need to watch it again.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, I think I hope you I hope all our listeners or viewers, I hope you are well, I hope you enjoyed our enthusiasm, but I hope you were
yeah.
as enthusiastic about what you all witnessed in this Olympic run because between Steph and even LeBron and KD, they each had like their moments, like their big moments, you know, their time in the spotlight. And
Oh, let
go
me
ahead.
throw this in here because I did want to mention it. Maybe we could have saved it, but it would have got stretched. I don't know when the next time I'll be able to say it because the NBA doesn't start until truly October, but September training camp. Even though I don't think the off season's over, I think something else is about to
Oh
happen.
no, not at all.
Yeah.
I
But
don't think a single roster is truly finalized. Man.
yeah, and that's kind of what I'm alluding to. Well, first I'll say this about LeBron. If we just seen LeBron be full on Magic LeBron. You know what I mean? Like Magic
Yes.
Johnson, I'm gonna feed the ball like I've never seen. I mean, I've seen LeBron be pristine. This LeBron was something else too with the passing. So I wonder what the Lakers are gonna do after seeing that. Um, and I just wonder with Steph, with what we just seen from Steph. I mean, are the Warriors gonna go get a secondary?
Mm,
Or here's my theory. Here is my theory as to why
okay.
they've been retaining so hard. It might be late. It might not happen until next offseason. They
Okay.
might go get Kevin Durant. I could
Mm.
see Phoenix saying, "Oh, KD at this point for Kuminga, come on," or
Well,
Pods and Buddy Hield and
so
whoever they
here's the
put with
thing.
Booker and Beal. Come on, I think it's possible. I do. I think it's possible. I
We're
really
eventually gonna
do.
have to do another like a Warriors
We
centric
are.
pod.
Oh
Even though
yeah.
this kind of was, well, it was a Steph centric pod. It's
I mean, it
different.
was Steph.
But see, to me, there's a big difference about making a trade like that. Let's say it's even possible or feasible. There's a big difference of making a trade like that at the deadline and making it next off season.
Next offseason, yeah.
Forget about whose trade value goes up or down in the next year. Well, actually, no, don't forget that because you're now giving Kuminga a full year to show why they shouldn't trade him.
Yeah.
Like this becomes a moot conversation. You remember we've had like, previous episodes. We believe he has all-star potential.
Yeah.
What if he's like a definitive all-star? Like he is a definitive number 2. This becomes moot. They don't need that number 2 then.
I think he will be
See?
though. I think he will
Wow.
be. It just depends on Steve Kerr. Is Steve Kerr going to go home and going to start curating plays around Kuminga because that's the only way he's going to become that number 2?
Yeah. We'll see. We'll
Yeah.
see. I mean, but yes, I do believe, I think to a certain extent, I think the players themselves, like Steph, KD, and even the other guys, like Draymond, they would want, even Draymond, they would want that reunion, that Warriors
Yeah.
reunion. But at this point, with the money and everything like that, and the new CBA, because Phoenix, shit, I'm not even sure how feasible that is, because right, they are hard capped on the second apron. So I mean, I don't know, right? I don't know how many mountains need to be moved in order to make that happen, but I do believe that, yes. I believe they would like something like that. I think they would feel more comfortable doing a move for that because familiarity is known quantity,
Yeah.
and your timelines pretty much match up,
Yeah, and it would be the last part of a win now in the Steph Curry era type of deal.
Yeah.
If they
Otherwise,
don't think
dude,
Kuminga is going to be there.
but I'm with you. I know you were tweeting stuff like that, the other day. If they don't, shit, man, we got like a one-way ticket to like, tanking for Cooper Flag. So
I didn't think about it like that.
I mean, if they don't do anything,
Steph,
they get
Cooper,
hurt.
Kuminga,
This roster as it is, make no
my
mistake.
God.
Make no mistake. I like the additions they made.
Yeah.
But we're not anywhere close. Like this cannot be the opening day roster. We're not even close to being a contender, like just in the West, let alone for a championship.
Yeah.
And he gets hurt. Nah, dude. We're screwed.
He get hurt. No, man. Let me not get Draymond firing on us. We might try to get him on here one day. Remember what you said about me? It'd be like, no, Dre, I'm sorry, bro. I ain't gonna say nothing about Draymond. He's that guy.
All right. He is. He still is, man.
Yeah. So. But we could close out on that note.
All right. So,
you want me to close? Okay. Y'all know where to follow us at EMW_pod on Twitter. Make sure y'all like, subscribe, share. Tell them to like, subscribe, and share, and tell them to tell their friend to like, subscribe, and share. All right, you can follow us on Twitter at CP3_777 at opinionated_MJ. And thank you for your time. Dub Nation, Warrior lovers, Steph haters, Tatum lovers, all of y'all, the whole mixture, just everybody. Come listen to this pod. Share it with all of them. You know what I mean? The LeBron haters, the LeBron stands, the people that thought LeBron was going to fall off 10 years ago, like, come listen. We love y'all all. It's all ball.
The fuckery continues.
Right. Is this going to be over? No, it's not. All right, y'all.
Take care.